Carroll Westfall's gallantry and fearlessness earned him a Bronze Star and 2 Silver Stars, as well as several combat infantry medals. This next story could be titled Mercy, because for all the ruthless, hardcore combat Private Westfall had engaged in, he still retained his humanity.
Yeah, I encountered 2 prisoners coming out of the forest. Miserable, snowy spring day, as I remember. And they came walking out toward me. They were drenched in the skin. It looked like they'd been out there for a month. And they immediately put their hands up. And I told them to put them down. One reached in his pocket. I was ready to shoot him. They pulled out a piece of bread. Called hardtack that they carried.
Yeah, it was like stale hard.
And offered it to me.
Oh.
And so I took them back to my outfit and presented them to the captain. And he said, well, they're your prisoners. You shoot them. I couldn't. And he said, take them over the ravine and they're your prisoners. You know
the protocol.
Yeah. So I took them over to the ravine, shot twice in the air, boom, boom, and gave each a candy bar, which I had. Hershey bar?
Yeah.
Gave each a Hershey bar and told them where to go. Pointed toward the back, because I knew once they were back there,
Yeah.
they wouldn't get shot. One spoke a little English. No way in hell I could shoot those in cold blood like that. I hope they made it. That's the first order we ever had to take no prisoners. Just one period about maybe a week or so. Once we took Bastogne, that was over.
Once the fighting stopped, he had another assignment.
After the war, I was stationed in Stuttgart. I was appointed to guard her.
He was guarding Ilse Koch, the wife of the commandant of Buchenwald concentration camp outside Weimar, Germany. She was known as the Witch or Bitch of Buchenwald, having reportedly made lampshades of human skin. She was arrested and charged with crimes against humanity.
I would take her to mess hall for dinner. And I was instructed to throw the food in her face and take it back. She was a pure essence of evil. She was horrible. She made lampshades. She made lampshades out of the skins of the prisoners.
Finally, his duties finished, he was sent to Nice, France on the Riviera for some R&R. It was something he earned for volunteering for the Special Commando Unit.
They had the choice of the school of your choice and vacation. So I'd forgotten all about it. And I'm laying in my bunk in Germany, waiting to go home. And the guy came joining me and says, Westfall, you get 5 minutes to catch a truck. I thought, for what? I don't know, you're going to the Riviera for some reason. After the Riviera vacation, they sent me to school in Wharton.
Before going to Wharton, England, where he studied art and art restoration as part of the GI Bill, he spent his time in Nice doing portraits of American soldiers who were also there on leave. Once he left Europe and came home, he opened a studio in West Virginia, but he said nothing came of that. He then had a studio in New York City for a while before settling in Pittsburgh. We are so glad that he was willing to share his war stories with us and to be so candid about the toll it took. Sadly, Carroll Westfall died before this project was completed. After all he'd been through, it was a fall down the basement stairs that ended his life. He was taken to the hospital with a broken back, neck, clavicle, ribs, and a fractured skull. With all that, he continued to fight for life with his wife Deborah at his side. It proved to be too much for the 92-year-old warrior, and he passed away 6 days later on February 6th. He was buried with full military honors at the Cemetery of the Alleghenies in Bridgeville, PA.
A veteran's last farewell. With hushed and metered steps, the procession strode. They bore a casket humbly carved, a comrade to his last abode. The nation's flag was soft, unfurled, and draped across the bier. For this is not a common grave. A veteran will be buried here. Lord bless our faithful comrade and lead him to his rest. He served his land in time before. He served and passed the test. This man was precious to his country, a son who heard the call. He served to keep our nation free. He fought to save us all. And so we come to pay respect to an honored veteran's son. In praising him, we praise them all who fight with sword and gun. Farewell, loyal son, we leave you here. Our debt to you is vast. To you and every veteran, our gratitude will last. Sleep here, brave son, your nation bids you farewell. You've earned your place in paradise. Now rest where heroes dwell. 3 times the last command rang out. 3 times the shots broke the loud. And a muffled bugle sounded taps for a veteran's last farewell.